Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be recapping my month of July for trading and also sharing some essential lessons that I wish someone would have told me months ago, because these have been a huge transition in my trading journey. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, because it's easy and it really helps me more than you probably think. So thank you so much. So getting into my trader view stats already, you can see I was pretty unprofitable this month. This is even worse compared to last month. But this month I had a huge transition in my journey where I think I could become profitable in the next couple months. This transition was that I stopped changing my process and I stopped overthinking. These two things were huge killers for me in my journey so far, and I would have been months ahead if I hadn't had these issues. So my biggest problem is that I've been over analyzing. So whenever I take a loss, I over analyze on a trade, and that ends up with me overthinking and then switching my setup because I don't think the current setup is good. And what this does is it keeps me from moving forward. So whenever I come up with any kind of problem in a setup, I just switch to a different setup, and it's just repeat, repeat, repeat. So you just need to stick with your setup that you like, and get through that hump that's really hard to get through, because once you do, you'll be profitable with it and then you can move on to another setup. So yeah, my huge transition was that I stopped doing these two things. And after like the first week of July, I decided I'm just going to focus on my one setup, which is playing confirmations, shorting the bounces after the confirmations through VWAP, also known as death candles most of the time. So yeah, those are the ones I've been focusing on, and I am not switching because I know my struggle. I just told you guys my biggest trading struggle, and so as long as I don't do that, then I'm gonna be good. And that's why I said I think if I stick with the setup, it only takes like 3 months to get really profitable with a setup. But the problem is I just keep switching and switching and switching my setup, so it's just resetting that timer. So as long as I stick with one setup, I'll be able to get through the tough parts of it and become profitable with it. So my best advice is to really think about which setup or process you really understand and enjoy trading. And then once you find that setup, you just have to stick with it, even through the tough times. And also, I stopped overthinking. I decided just to focus on my executions. Was I executing the setup? If yes, then good. Another huge tip is to not focus on the P&L for the first 6 to 12 months. So just focus on your process and your executions and not the P&L, because the P&L will tell you a different story than your actual performance. A lot of the time based on fees, like market behavior, like this month in July, I really think the market was tough. And so that's why looking at the P&L is not good. If I look at my executions, I'll notice a lot of good things, like my charts are looking very similar to a lot of people's in MICs. My risk management is good, I'm scaling out good, and we're going to go into some of my trades in a minute, and you'll see how good they are. But yeah, just focusing on your P&L is not going to improve your trading, but focusing on your trading itself and your charts will improve your trading. So let's get into my trades. So right here we have BTBT, and this is a great trade. As you can see, we're kind of hovering VWAP, which is what I love, and then market open, we kind of stuff, and then we bam reclaim, and that's a huge bullish sign that it just totally stuffed and then reclaimed, and then we death candle through, and that's the end. That's the end of the stock. And so I short into this bounce. My risk was higher up on this. What I could have done better with this is add to my position once it made this resistance level. So it's going up, 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 and then it rejects the 7.4 level, especially after it rejected this level again and stuffed. I should have been adding full size here by lowering my risk, and I have a lot of videos on how to add to your winner by lowering your risk level, so go check those out. And then another problem I had was I could have scaled out better. I scaled out like 85% of my position right here, and like I kept a little bit for more. But what I could have done better is scale more like 60% out here and kept more. But overall, this trade was really good. Like, this is what I strive to do every time. Now, the thing with this setup now, this is DD. This was actually just a couple days ago. I think I have daily recaps on all of these, so you guys should definitely just check out the whole channel because I think it's really good. But what I did wrong with this trade was the first part of it. First of all, wasn't even my setup. It's low-hanging fruit. Um, so I was shorting. I played the low-hanging fruit well. I played it like everyone else in MIC. It got stopped out. I could have re-entered, but PT is a struggle. But once we did have this death candle, which is my setup, I then entered, but sadly got stopped out again. Like, this stock was large cap. It was like, or actually it was like extreme cap. It was like in the 60 billions, which is way different than the stocks I trade. So this had weird price action. I shouldn't have been messing with it. It was kind of a weird stock. But the death candle, I'm not mad at playing about. I'm not mad about playing the low hanging fruit. That's just whatever. I think I used half my risk on that. But yeah, the death candle, I mean, I played that perfectly. Like, look how good that risk management is. I barely lost 10 cents. I think I lost like 10 cents on this, 10 cents a share. And so this was perfectly managed, that risk. Now DYAI, this is clear why I lost, and that is because this confirmation, it did not go far enough below view up. We see this a lot of time where these death candles and stuff confirmations, they look good, but they're right below view up, and that traps a lot of shorts because shorts, like shorting, slamming, and this stock was, I think, easy to borrow. I'm guessing it was. So it's really not good when these kind of stocks hold on view up. That was the worst sign. I probably could have covered there for break even, but I didn't. Probably because my biggest fear is canceling my order to then put out a cover, and then having it teleport while my stop is not out there. That's my biggest fear. So I held, and I got stopped out. And that's fine because my risk was perfectly managed on this. Lost 20 cents a share. I didn't lose anything crazy. I followed my risk. It was really good. The lesson from this setup is to be more picky on the death candles. So I really would have liked it to go down to here or maybe even here. And so that way the bounce can bounce to view up and reject. But instead, when you get this bounce near view up, it kind of bounces and then it goes over. Longs are in, and shorts are still slamming down here. And so we kind of hold up and then we squeeze. And that happens a lot of times, so I just need to keep my eye out for that, be more picky on my death candles. It's fine to miss a trade too. This could have worked, if I didn't trade it, would have been totally fine. I just need to be more picky on the death candle. RSLS, this is a perfect trade. This was actually my first midday trade, but as you can see, the stock is hovering view up, just like I like, and then bam, that is a perfect death candle. It's kind of weird how we held up so long. Usually the death candles don't give much bounce, but we are midday, so the price action is probably a bit different. And I almost got stopped out. My stop was probably a little bit too low on this one, but everything worked out, and my covers were awesome on this one. I really maximized. I think it did continue lower, but the scale on this was great. SPI is my best trade in July, and this is literally perfect. We have this stock that squeezed into the market open, we hold, we're hovering, and then bam, we get a waterfall. This is a nice waterfall through view up, which is a confirmation. I short the bounce. Again, I probably could have added by lowering my risk. As you can see, my risk was 7.6. And when it rejected the 7.4 level a couple times, I could have lowered my risk to like 7.5 and then added on more shares accordingly. And that would have been awesome. But I really like this trade because of my scale out. As you can see, I'm scaling out on the support levels every single time. This was a perfect trade. It's also my biggest P&L this month. So it shows that when you execute your process well, it rewards you. Verb, I think this was like 50% unfortunate, 50% I should have avoided it. First of all, it was easy to borrow. I think, if I remember right, it was easy to borrow. And also another thing is there was no like hot stock taking attention at the time, and so when this stock was near view up, this is the only stock long saw potential in, and so they got in, caused a squeeze. But again, look at my risk management. I stopped out right before that huge teleport candle. This is what I want my losses to look like. This was a really good managed trade. I guess I probably could have, had another short near my wrist just to better my average, just in case it did reject that level. But I think this was an awesome trade. So those are all my trades this month. Getting into plans I have for next month. The same things. I'm not gonna overthink. I'm just gonna focus on my executions, focus on my charts. If they look good, then I'm just gonna tell myself I'm doing good, because that's the truth. I'm not gonna look at P&L. As long as my charts are doing good, I think my P&L will come later. The good P&L will come later. But yeah, I just need to focus on executing my process and sticking to my process. I need to be, I need to keep doing the confirmations. If I'm recording an August recap and I'm playing another setup, I am mad at myself right now, because I need to be sticking with this, and prioritizing it and focusing on it, just so I can overcome that bump that's hard to get over. Once I get over, I'll be profitable on it, and then I can focus on other setups. So yeah, at the end of August, I better be saying, yeah, we executed our process well. We stuck to the death candles. My charts are looking good. I want the next month to be exactly the same as this month. Not worrying about P&L, because I know that will come eventually once once I've stuck with the setup long enough. So I think this recap was long enough. If you made it to the end, that's awesome. Be sure to like the video if you haven't already, and subscribe and turn on the post notifications for more, because I'm uploading every single day. Day trading videos, investing videos, whatever you like, I'm uploading it. So turn on the post notifications so you can get notified when I do upload. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope I could help you. Like, if you are continuously switching your setup and you are continuously overthinking, I really hope you can take my advice to not do those things, because they will really make a difference. And I think we're about to see that in the next 3 to 4 months with my trading. I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next video. Let's get a good start to the August. Good luck to all of you. We got this. We got this. Peace out.